Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can tell by the title of this video, we are not doing a cash stuffing video. I know there is money off to the side. I just kind of want to make it a little bit more appealing than just a white background. But today we are going to pretty much try our best to describe the most budget, beginner friendly where to start with cash envelopes, sinking funds, and all that. If you are like me, then you want to be in control of how you're spending your money, where your money is going, and your savings. I just also want to mention that I am no way, shape, or form any financial advisor. So please do not come for me in the comments. This is how I understand the cash envelope system and what works best for me. So I just want to share the information and hopefully get you guys started with your journey as well. Alrighty, so starting off with some terminology, I guess you can call it if we want to get all fancy, but some basic things that you want to know is what your income is. And this is going to be your monthly income. Even if you get paid weekly or bi-weekly, it is always good to know what it comes out to monthly or what on average it comes out to. And income can pretty much be anywhere from like your 9 to 5, any side hustles, if you donate plasma, if you get child support, whatever it is that brings money in to your bank account, then you are going to add all that up and get that monthly income. So we're just going to say that our pretend person is making $3,000 a month. Okay, so then next we want to start looking into what our fixed expenses are. And so your fixed expenses are any expenses that you need on a day-to-day living. So what that means is like housing. You need a roof over your head. Well, I guess you don't need one, but we would like to require a roof over our head. So for housing, let's say a month you pay $850. And then also your utilities, because when it comes to housing, your utilities fall right behind it. And let's say that comes out to $120 a month. And then we're going to get into things like food. So food, for me, I personally get food stamps, so I don't have this in my fixed expenses, but for anybody else, who isn't getting food stamps or any type of food assistance, whether that be like your own family, let's just say this person sets aside $180 for food a month, okay? We're not talking about our bi-weekly or weekly setting aside. This is all monthly right now. And then after your food, let's say you have your car. So this is your car loan and car insurance. We are not talking about gas. Oh, okay, this pen is going out on me. But we are not talking about gas right now. No car washes, no oil chains, nothing. Oil chains. Change. Oh my gosh, I can't even speak. But anyways, so nothing like that at the moment. That is going to be for a later category. But this is your car loan and your car insurance. And if you don't have a car loan, then you are where I am aspiring to be right now. But if you do have a car loan, then that's going to be added into this category, as well as the insurance. And let's say the two of them together for a monthly bill would come out to $523. And then last but not least, I would say phone is a fixed expense, just because if you're like me, you have a cell phone, and let's say $80 is what you spend monthly for your phone. So I have my calculator over here, and now that we have our fixed expenses, the things that we need in order to live our day-to-day life, we have $3,000, which is that monthly income that we get, minusing our $850 from the housing, $120 from the utilities, $180 from the food, $523 from the car insurance and car loan, and then also $80 from the phone. So now we have a total of $1,247. So let's just put that off to the side over here, just so we don't forget. And now that we have this number, we are going to be getting into our variable expenses. And then I'll also write sinking funds, just because this is pretty much what the channel is about, sinking funds and cash envelopes. So for our variable expenses, this is going to be, I guess, let me just call it sinking funds. For our sinking funds, this is going to be the funds that we are setting aside for specific categories that we know that we are expecting to come about in short term or long term, and that we're going to be needing this money when it comes. So let's say you want to save for vacation, you want to save for self-care. Oh, I don't know why I just capitalized that, but anyways, let's continue. Let's say you want to save for clothes, you want to save for pets, you want to save for car maintenance, and this car maintenance is what I was talking about. This is where you're going to be saving for car washes, you're going to be saving for oil changes, you're going to be saving for car tags, like when you have to get your that yellow sticker renewed, registration. But yeah, so this is the car maintenance or car envelope that is different from your fixed expense. And then let's also say that you want to save for household. And there's also other categories, like people have beauty, people have they even have like the dollar store, which I think is genius. But I use my spending envelope for things like the dollar store and Walmart and stuff like that. But so now that you guys get the gist of your whole sinking funds and what this is, then we are going to have our savings and also emergency fund. So for your savings and emergency fund, it's two different things, and I'll kind of explain that. So for your savings, it could be anywhere from your personal savings to your kids' savings to, like, maybe you're saving for a house, maybe you're saving for to pay off debt or something like that. And that is going to be different than your variable expenses because, like I said, this is categories that you are short-term, long-term goals, such as like within a year span, and then your savings is anything over that year. Now, emergency fund is different because this is a savings that you are planning for the unexpected, like out of the blue, you know, God forbid, but like you get into a car accident and then bam, now you have this hospital bill that you were never expecting to happen. And now you can use that emergency fund to kind of get a little wiggle room and maybe even release some of that stress. But that is going to be what's different with emergency and savings and then your sinking funds. So back to this calculator, we had written down that after subtracting all this from your monthly income, you know, our pretend monthly income, we got $1,247. Now, so that $1,247 is that monthly leftover. Let's also add in gas because, okay, so gas, not adding it in as a fixed expense, but let's just add it in so we can kind of get an understanding on how we get these numbers for our sinking funds. So let's times this by 4, and that came out to 1,247. So now let's say that for gas on a monthly thing for this person is I don't know, roughly I do like $20 a week, so let's say like 120. So 120 is what they do. So now our new total comes out to $1,127. So we're going to cross that off. Boop, boop. So now that we have $1,127, now we're going to divide that by 4 and get our weekly play money. So this is $281.75. Okay, so for this week, let's say that we want to put in $15 for vacation for this week. So 15. So now we have $280 to play with. And then we're going to do $22 for self-care. And we want to do $75 for clothes. And $90 for pets. And we want to do $20 for car maintenance. Household can get, let's say $35. And this is that weekly number now. Beauty is gonna get, let's say $30. And the dollar store is going to be getting $8. Okay, so now that we are left with the 75 cents, if you want to, you can leave that in your bank and kind of use that as like a rollover, so you're not always in that $0 thing. I know some people kind of get like anxiety when they see just $0, and then some people are very fascinated when they only see $0. So if you want to leave that 75 cents in your account, then go for it. But if you want to use, you know, down to the last cent of where things are going, then you can, you know, simply do $8.75. And now notice that after doing that, there's $0. So we have nothing to put in our savings and our emergency, right? Okay. And let's say that you wanted it that way. Now we come to our second week, and we want to use this money a little differently this time. So we have $281 to spend again as our wiggle room, and we want to really tackle in on to our savings and our emergency. So let's say that we want to put away $200 for savings this week. And now that we have that set aside, now we have $81 to kind of play with for our sinking funds. So now we kind of just start doing different numbers. So vacation, how we did $15 last week, we're going to do $6. Okay? And then self-care, and so forth until you get down to that $0 again. And that is pretty much how we get those numbers for our sinking funds and our savings after we are handling what is necessary in order to go from day to day, which is our fixed expenses. Now, let's say that not everything, let's say that you don't get just one check, like our monthly check, and you are getting 2 separate checks. And I know that we kind of already displayed all of this in a bi-weekly sense, but I want to show you on here so you can figure out that not every single week are you going to have that $281 to play with. And let me just show you, because that sounds really confusing after what I just showed you with that whole thing. So for me, let's say that, let me use my pencil because I don't want to write on this because I'm going to be using this for next month's planning. Okay, so I hope this is still in frame. My camera just died, but I just kind of wanted to break it down in a different scenario. So let's say that you get paid on the 1st and the 15th of February. So now to figure out how you would pretty much like take care of like all your sinking funds and your emergency on those 2 paychecks. Let's say that the 1st you get paid $1,500 and the 15th you get paid $1,500, and that is that $3,000 that we came out to monthly for this pretend person. And so how we're going to do this is also when you get paid on the 1st, that $1,500, you're also paying your house bill and your utilities. So now we are going to take the numbers that we kind of calculated in the beginning and subtract $850 from the first paycheck and your utilities that we have listed over here. So now that total comes out to $530. And so now what we're also going to do is subtract, we're going to subtract our gas and then our food. But because we put this as our monthly expense for that, we're going to have to divide it into 2. So also subtracting $90 for our food and $60 for our gas. So now we come out to $380, and this $380 is what we have for our bi-weekly, okay? So now we are going to take the $380 and divide it by 2, and that comes out to $190. So now this is what we can figure out how we're going to spread this out for this entire week, and then that next $190 for the next entire week. Now that we have our fixed expenses taken care of and our food and our gas for, those 2 weeks that we have to go day to day, now we have $190 that we can figure out what we want to stuff in our sinking funds and our savings, and then we can just, do that whole thing again with, playing what numbers we want in each category, and then the leftover can be in your savings, or you can do your savings first and then use that number that's subtracted from your savings and kind of use it into there. So I hope that makes sense. But now we're going to go into our second paycheck. So again, on the 15th we get paid, and that comes out to $1,500 because that is the bi-weekly amount from our monthly income. And now on the 16th is our phone bill, and our car loan and car insurance is on the 25th, pretend. So now we are going to subtract our phone, which was $80 that we said over here, and then our car insurance and our car loan, which was $523. And then also we're going to do the second amount for our food and our gas. So subtracting 90 and subtracting 60. So now $747 is left this time, which is different from the first paycheck. And now, you could do it all over again. You can do the savings first or the sinking funds first. But this is our bi-weekly number, so now we have to take this number and divide it by 2, and this is what's going to be left for you to stuff for your weekly amounts. And that is pretty much everything that I can think of on how to figure out where to start, how to start, what needs to be done in order to make things as smooth as possible for you. So I really hope this video wasn't too long. I know that my explanations weren't, pinpoint and could have been a little confusing. I think it went pretty smooth. But if you guys like this video, then please give a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below on, what you suggest is how to budget better. And I really do hope you guys like this video. With all that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!